Hare Krishna, the audio is clear. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yaha panchavarsha jananim tvam vihaya Matu sapatnya vachasa bhinna marma Vanam gatas tapasa pratyagaksham Aradhyale vimurdhini padam trilokyaha Yaha panchavarsha jananim tvam vihaya Matu sapatnya vachasa bhinna marma Vanam gatas tapasa pratyagaksham Aradhyale vimurdhini padam trilokyaha Hare Krishna. Anybody online wants to chant the shloka?
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji, Dhanva
Jananim Tum Vihaya Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhinna Varma Param Gatas Tapasa Pratyagakam Aradhya Levi Murni Padam
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanva Pranam. Ya panchavarsho jananim tam vihaya matu sapatnya vachasa भिन्न मर्मा वनम गतस्तपसा प्रत्यग अक्षम आराध्य लेबे मूर्धनि पदम त्रिलोक्यः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
सपांजवर्षो जननी तवाहाय माधु शब्दन्य वससा भिन्न मर्म वनम कदस तपसा प्रत्यय अक्षम आराध्य लेब मूर्तनि पदम त्रिकलोक्यः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. यम पंचवर्षो जननी तविहाय मातु सपत्न्या वचसा भिन्न मर्मा वनम गतस्तपसा प्रत्यय गच्छः आराध्य लेवे मूर्धनि पदतिलोक्यम. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. यहाँ वर्षो जननीं त्वां विहाय मातुः सपत्न्या वचसा भिन्न मर्मा वनं गतस्तपसा प्रत्यगस्स माराध्या ललेभे मूर्धनि पदं त्रिलोक्यः. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. यह पंचवर्षो जननीं त्वं विहाय मातुः सपत्न्या वचसा भिन्न मर्मा वनं गतस्तपसा प्रत्यगाक्षम् आराध्य लेबे मूर्धिनि पदं त्रिलोक्यः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. या पंचवर्षो जननीं त्वं विहाय मातु सपत्न्या पत्न्या वचसा भिन्नमर्मा वनं गतस्तपसा प्रत्यगक्षम् आराध्य लेभे मूर्धिनि पद्मत्रिलोकयाः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Chalo, let us continue. Yaha, one who,
यः
Panchavarshaha, 5-year-old, Jananim, mother, Tvam, you, Vihaya, leaving
विहाय
aside,
लेविंग सा
Matuhu, of the mother, Sapatnyaha, of the wife, Vachasa, by the words, Bhinnamarma, aggrieved at heart, Vanam, to the forest, Gataha, went, Tapasa, by austerity,
austerity
Pratyaksham, the Supreme Lord,
प्रत्यक्ष the supreme lord
Aradhya,
Aradhya
worshipping,
worshipping
Lebe,
Lebe
achieved,
achieved
Murdhini, on the
Murdini
top,
on the top
Padam, the
Padam
position,
the position
Trilokyaha, of the three.
Trilokyaha.
My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you were grievously afflicted at the words of your mother's co-wife, and you boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in yogic process of realization Supreme Personality Godhead. As a result of this, you already achieved the topmost position of the three words. My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you are very grievously afflicted by the words of your mother's co-wife, and you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in the yogic process for realization of the Supreme Personality Godhead. As a result of this, you already achieved the topmost position in all the three words.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Manu was very proud that Dhruva Maharaj was one of the descendants in his family because at the age of only 5 years, Dhruva began meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and within 6 months, he was able to see the Supreme Lord face to face. Factually, Dhruva Maharaj is the glory of the Manu dynasty or human family. The human family begins from Manu. The Sanskrit word for man is Manushya, which means descendant of Manu. Not only is Dhruva Maharaj the glory of the family of Swayambhuva Manu, but he is the glory of the entire human society. Because Dhruva Maharaj had already surrendered to the Supreme God, he was specially requested not to do anything unbenefiting a surrendered soul. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ya Panchavarsha Jananim Tvam Vihaya Matu Sapatnya Vachasa Bhinna Marama Vanam gatas tapasa pratyagaksham aradele vimurdhini padam trilokyaha. My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, very grievously afflicted at the words of your mother's co-wife, and you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in yogic process, realized Supreme Personality Godhead. As a result of this, you have already achieved the topmost position in all the three words. Hare Krishna. I hope the audio is okay? Yes. So now Manu is pointing out something interesting, that actually he has already brought glory to the Manu dynasty. Manu is feeling quite proud. So all of us are actually descendants of Manu. All of us. And in one sense, will Manu be proud of us? That is for us to work on. Correct? Manu is saying here, imagine how much you should feel privilege. Manu says, because he is the father of the whole humankind, Manushya. From Manu comes Manushya. So, and Manu is saying, wonderful, my dear child, you have brought glory to this whole human race. Only 5 years you had the determination to see the Lord, and not only that, by your tapasya, you were able to please the Lord so much that He gave darshan to you and blessed you. Correct? So you brought glory. Isn't it glorious? In any family, the 5-year-old child is so sincere, and by his tapasya, by his devotion service, he attracts attention as a darshan of the Lord. Won't that be glorious for any father? So Manu is saying, I'm so proud of you, so proud of you. But actually Dhruva Maharaj, just like Arjuna was bewildered, or Yogma, a little got bewildered. Initially the anger was not wrong, as later purports reveal. As a Kshatriya, it is his business. His innocent brother was killed. So it is the Kshatriya, it is business to punish. But then, anger is such a thing, things go too far. Things go out of control, anger increases, and now it became out of control. So at that time, Manu, as a grandfather, came to correct. Dhruva, just stop, enough, take it easy, we say in English, take it easy, enough. Done, you've done your duty now. Don't just show your power and kill the whole. You can kill, you want to eliminate yakshas, you can do that. You have Narayana Astra with us, with you, given by the Lord. Nobody can fight it. But why you are misusing? Even we have in Mahabharata, Dronacharya was requested by the sages, please stop it now. You want, nobody can fight, you can destroy everybody. Please stop it now. Don't. So same way, he was being asked to keep control. So this is as far as the instance in the Bhagavatam. So who is speaking? Manu is speaking. Which Manu? Swayambhuva Manu. To whom his grandchild, his son is Uttanapada, and Uttanapada's son is Dhruva. Which is this time? Satyuga. Okay? So this message has been given. Now what I wanted to really dwell on was Manusmriti. It is the most misunderstood scripture. In fact, Manusmriti should be the law book for the society. Because see what happens, if the laws are made by jokers, those laws have no meaning. Today in the society you can do a sinful activity and not punished by the so-called government, but then you are heavily punished by Yamaraj. So person when doing, say somebody is drinking, you say you should not drink. Then he says, no, the law allows it, you want me to stop it. So he feels he is free to do, and as the age is progressing, the so-called lawmakers becoming more and more compromised, and more sinful activities are becoming, okay, chalta hai, it's allowed. So the end result is you are actually not prohibiting sinful activities, and the result is whole society goes to hell. Because the laws don't protect. So in that respect, people find Manusmriti very orthodox. But it's not orthodox. And 1927, publicly in India, Manusmriti was burned. I don't know to name the person, but publicly somebody burned Manusmriti. But there was no objection, because it was totally misunderstood book. Publicly means public participated. And which was the version of Manusmriti which was burned? Translation by Max Muller. Then it is okay. Because Max Muller translation can be burnt. It's all nonsense. He hardly knew Vedic culture. Prabhupada used to joke. One hand he is having liquor, another hand he is having beef, and he wants to understand the Vedic literature. What he will understand? It's like Mohini Murthy cheated the demons. So people who do not come with the proper attitude to understand will get cheated. Even to this day people are cheated on the understanding of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. They're cheated, mostly cheated. Cheated and they're cheated. They are cheated and they cheat other people, all are fit to be cheated. So there is in one sense no lamentation. So what are the difficult parts where people are not able to understand in Manusmriti? One thing is the caste system. But you see in Bhagavad Gita, it's very clear. There is no caste system. It's called Varnashrama. Chatur Varna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. It has to be by his qualities and abilities. Even today, suppose somebody is sitting on a post of a judge. As I said many times, the clerk cannot say that today the judge has not come, I'll sit on the seat. No, he cannot deliver the goods. So based on qualities, Brahmana means he should be sattvic, Kshatriya means if he cannot be sattvic, so Rajasic can do the job of a Kshatriya. Vaishya is compromise between Rajaguna and Tamoguna, and Shudra is Tamoguna. Where is birth in it involved? There is no birth involved. Just like you want to be a doctor, you should be qualified in terms of your skills, and also you are expected to have some qualities. Doctor should be sympathetic to the patient, not treat the patient as some clinical material, as they say in medical ethics. He should be empathetic, sympathetic. See the patient suffering, he should, how do I elevate the suffering? So he needs some qualities which are needed. Similarly, we have the Kshatriya, the ruler. He should be not be able to see pain being given to innocent people. That's a quality for Kshatriya. The Vaishya, he should be able to maintain so many people whom he has given employment. As Shudra, he should be loyal to the master. Now these are the four qualities needed for the four sections of society, and predominantly Sattva-guna, Rajaguna, Tamoguna, these are the modes which are governing them. Guna, Karma, Vibhagashaha. Janma is not there. See, all the Vedic literature is actually harmonious. It's not that you read something in one book and contradict in another book. There is not a single contradiction in the whole Vedic literature. Correct? So we can understood, therefore, he was totally misunderstood. Other thing Manu teaching is misunderstood is subordination of the woman. That is also misunderstood. Just like a small child is not given independence, he is not let free, it's not exploitation. When there is supervision, doesn't mean exploitation. Okay? So similarly, the woman is protected. A child is given protection, doesn't mean exploitation. Correct? Like Mother Sita was under protection of Rama. At the moment the protection was out, Ravana took advantage. True, he never got real Sita, but for a lesson, he took advantage. Similarly, Draupadi, when she was outside the protection of the Pandavas, because of they lost in the dice, they were now the Gulam of Duryodhana, she became outside the protection of the Pandavas. Duryodhana and the team tried to take advantage. Correct? So women should be given protection. That's all it means. It doesn't mean she is exploited. If she is exploited, if she is some kind of a slave, then why is it that Draupadi changed the decision of Arjuna to kill Ashwatthama? Then why is it that Kunti led the prayers to Lord Krishna? Correct? It's not there. But only they were respected for their knowledge, were respected for their but only thing which was mentioned was that they should be given protection. Like a small child is given protection. Now protection means that not that he's walking on the road. Where there is protection? His protection is there. And moment there is no protection, people take advantage. In fact, it's reverse. People who want to take advantage, they will tell a child, you don't need protection. You come, I am giving you a toffee, please come out. What is the purpose of that? He wants to exploit. Either they sell the child or they convert the child to a beggar or whatever they do. But the essence was what? Essence was protection. Okay, try to understand what are the essence? Essence was protection. So if you want to exploit a child, what you will tell him? Hey, you don't have to be under protection of your father. Correct? But what's your intention? Take the child and sell him. Take the child. Sometimes they do organs also they take. Or sometimes they may make a slave or a beggar of the child. So there may be some evil intention. Why you want to take a... Similarly, people who have evil intention against a woman, they make a propaganda, don't be under the protection. That's how... Okay, so this is misunderstood. So Manusmriti was misunderstood, and the translation was done by expert scholar called Max Muller. Expert. Now, who trained him? Who is his guru? Where he learned? Nothing. Just learned here and there few pieces of Sanskrit, misunderstand, and rather they were the agenda to bring the Vedic literature to a bad light. And then we have the descendants of Max Muller today in the society who still speak this ills. And in fact, it affected the society so badly. The person who burned this Manusmriti also left the Vedic culture. He went into Buddhism in the last few months of his life. Unnecessary, just created so much revolt. He brought, the Buddha was actually great. He used to accept all the people from all the society. And people like Manu came later. Manu came later? Manu speaking, when is he speaking, Manu? Manu speaking 5,000 years ago. Not even 5,000 years. 5,000 years ago it's recorded. It's speaking is Satyuga. Satyuga, much more, lakhs or millions of years ago, Manu is speaking. Swayambhuva Manu, which Manvantara it is now? It's not even this Manvantara. Go to which Manvantara, the first Manvantara, then he is speaking. So what you are taking a wrong understanding of Manusmriti, it's very, very unfortunate. And that led society to feel that there are defects in the Vedic culture. In fact, just like Bhagavad Gita, you will not find a mistake. There is no mistake in the Vedic culture. Perfect in every respect. Every respect it is perfect. But you see the misunderstanding, these chiefly two misunderstandings affect the society. This is 1927. The book was, Manusmriti was publicly burned. But public. So much of the propaganda damage already done. 1857 Britishers came to India, correct? And people see, suppose somebody comes to you and he says the Bhagavad Gita is nonsense, it's a terrorist literature. That happened in Russia. You should be able to explain, no? You should be able to clarify, no, it's not like that. Which text you have, what is the context of the situation, why is Krishna speaking, why Arjuna is speaking like that. There will be clear understanding actually. But that did not happen. Why that did not happen? Because people do not know. Okay, na? So past is past, let us look present. How many of us are able to defend? Suppose somebody you meet and he says, I have a problem, I can't understand why this, like in the modern day serials, they did not know Arjuna is the hero, so they make Karna the hero, correct? And it became total confusion actually, total confusion and a mess. People started doubting character of the Pandavas. Imagine, personal servants of the Lord. And what you will understand Bhagavad Gita, when you have negative attitude toward the Pandavas and sometimes confusion even about Krishna, what you will understand. So people could not understand. And nothing developed actually. If you see that, no contribution is made. So so-called people in the society who want to bring a reformation, who want to uphold the Vedic culture, if they do not know, they do more damage than any good. So there is no need. Sometimes people feel this happened, election this happened. See, nobody can do anything. If you want to do actually some work in society, if you actually want to do some work in society, you should properly first understand. That attempt you are all making, correct? Let me try to understand what Bhagavad Gita is. Let me try to understand what Bhagavatam is. Your attempt, you're investing time. Once you understand, then you can do actual work in society. Janma sartha kari karo paropkar. But if you are not actually able to understand what the Vedic culture is, you may form this political party, that political party, you may this, it's of no use. Just like a doctor, he will do more damage than good if you know half medicine. Half knowledge is dangerous. So suppose somebody says, do you are a doctor? I don't know. It's fine, we don't do any damage. But somebody says, I know little, then do more damage. So the people who burned Manusmriti actually did more damage than any good. What they understood. Crazy. Crazy. Anna? Crazy. Just crazy. So similarly, some people say today, they are more interested in the symbols, the language, the symbols, than the knowledge. So if something has to be revived today, and this will appeal to all the sections of society, if something has to be revived today, it is actually the knowledge of the Shastra. That needs to be revived. And how you can revive it? If you are practicing it. If you are practicing in your day-to-day life, when people see that, they go, oh, so nice it is. So impressed, so beautiful. We can see that person is so happy. And we can see that the person is able to make good decisions. We can see that he is put his life on a path back to Godhead. It is so wonderful, correct? He is leading a meaningful, purposeful life. So to bring this reformation into society, first we should adopt the Vedic principles, correct? As such now in our life, Prabhupada said actually what happens today, the constitution is made and again remade and again remade and again set of people send, again they make, remake. We already have Manusmriti. We don't have to do anything actually. There is no need to waste time in this ways. But anyway, we can't, the power is not in our hand. Andhe Nagari Chopat Raja. We can't do anything at this thing. So therefore Srila Prabhupada gave a long-term program. Just like if you could take the message to 1 million people of Bhagavad Gita, it can also be taken to 1 billion people. There's not much difference. Like you see, we made an attempt, this was maybe 4 years attempt, and its message was taken across to 1 million people. At least 1 lakh people, 10% of them appreciated. And today, 1% of them are still with us. 1,000 people are roughly still with us who are heard this message, and they are not 1,000, around 10,000 people are still with us to some extent who took the benefit. Some I heard around 3,000 people are chanting 16 rounds now, and other people chanting for, so let's say 10,000 people. So if this sincere attempt, because why we say it is sincere? Because we didn't manufacture what we taught. We just heard what Srila Prabhupada said and repeated. Now if this attempt is exemplified, and just like Srila Prabhupada used to say, if this attempt is continued and many people, just try in your friends, in your society circles, in every angle, wherever opportunity comes, if you become the ambassadors of the Vedic knowledge and, as sometimes as teachers, sometimes as leaders, you are able to impart the Vedic, actual work will happen. So if you want the real work to happen in society, then we need, because the system is democracy today, we can't change the monarchy. It's something literally impossible task if you would like to do that around the world. Okay? So what do you do that? Most of the world today is democracy. You want to bring a change, how do you do that? In a monarchy it's easy, go and convince the king, it's all over. Like Ashoka was convinced and he brought Buddhism. So if you can convince the king, okay, but there is no king today. Rather we have whole society which is kingmakers. The whole society is practically kingmaker today, not even king, they're kingmakers, they choose the king. So now you have to bring the message to them, one by one. Mass is one by one. Prabhupada takes an example, he says the communist people never came to India, just their books came. And by reading the books, even the neighboring state, Kerala, West Bengal, they adopted communism just by reading the book. And what is there in the book? Hardly anything. Correct? Nothing much philosophy, nothing. Easily defeatable. But okay, the people could not understand. So similarly, if we can take the message to one, each and every individual, start preaching. You take to as many people as possible, give them the clear light, and then Prabhupada said the whole society will become Bhagavatas, and then they will elect a Mahabhagavata to be the leader. And then the real work he can do. Or to some extent we can do, but we need the God. See, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 500 years ago. At that time, if they were not British, it was Muslim rule. The whole country, so many things were happening. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not bother. It did not even affect him. It did not even affect him who's ruling. He converted the mass of people to Krishna consciousness without. So we do not depend, but it is convenient, just like ISKCON is preaching all around the world. Sometimes government is supporting, sometimes not supporting. It is supporting, it is useful, not supporting, okay, but we are able to preach. It cannot be stopped. Ahituki. We can vigorously preach, nothing to do with the government is there, it's favorable, not favorable. Chalta hai. Different parts of the world things are going on, correct? So the work will not suffer. But only work is suffering because I am not adopting the principles. Because then people do not listen to me respectfully. And I cannot preach Krishna consciousness if people are not respectful to us. So therefore, we should see that we make a flawless life and vigorously keep practicing Krishna consciousness, okay? And then real work will happen. Real work is not easy. Just like people talk about conversion, it's a waste of time. There's no real work in it. Real work is when you only thing is that some field becomes unfavorable. That's all. People become more antagonistic now because they've gone to another religion. But the other part of it, they didn't do any real work. To give God is not a joke. You can give some money, some land and give God to some. No, giving God is not a joke. Giving God is actually, it reads purity. So that the person surrenders to the Lord, heart to heart. He accepts the Lord and he takes complete shelter of the Lord. This is real hard work, which is not easy. And for that, we need to purify. And what is that? Srila Prabhupada says, for that, purity is the force. Then work happens. Okay? Otherwise, these all attempts either happened in 1927 or the attempt that happened today, they are of no value. They are of no value. As much they may put band and drums, hardly, without properly understanding Krishna consciousness, without properly practicing Krishna consciousness, we cannot be of any value to society. Correct? We cannot do anything for society. We can feel sad, people are suffering, but we cannot do anything to elevate the suffering. Krishna consciousness is thoroughly complete to benefit the whole world. But how do we give it if we do not have it? Okay? So, to become an instrument of Srila Prabhupada, to be able to give Krishna consciousness to people, that should be the focus, and for that we do not have any shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to be able to give Krishna consciousness in the society. There are no shortcuts. Suppose you want to say, I want to give Krishna to people, I want to make the whole world a devotee, then become an instrument. Therefore, we see in the life of Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, who wanted to give Krishna consciousness to the whole world, Shatakoti Nama Japa. Why he has to do Shatakoti? He belongs to the spiritual world. To give an example, you have to do tapasya. How to become a good instrument. Similarly, as I mentioned many times, Srila Prabhupada also such a wonderful great acharya, also belonging to the spiritual world. Why he had to do so much tapasya? For 40 years of his life, so much struggle. Walking in the hot sun in Delhi, painting, being attacked by a bull in Delhi, going to America among hippies, such a difficult situation. Why? To give an example that if you wanted to achieve success in able to bring people to Krishna consciousness, which is the only real work in this world. Rest is all drama. Just like in a hospital, the real work in a hospital is to make people healthy and send them out of the hospital. So similarly, the real work in this world is make people healthy in spiritual life and send them back to the spiritual world. You want to do that? You have to become an instrument. To become an instrument, you have to be healthy in spiritual life. Otherwise, who will listen to you? People will not be interested. Correct? So therefore, our behavior should be perfect. Our Krishna consciousness knowledge should be perfect. Our devotion service should be perfect. And then we become an instrument. Srila Prabhupada has to accept us as an instrument. And then as people hear us, they will take interest. And then you will be able to clarify so many unnecessary doubts that Manusmriti is orthodox and why it is there in the book. I try to read in the net little. It was all one rubbish after another rubbish. In a general, you say Kora and so many, all rubbish after rubbish. No understanding at all. Who's Manu? How great Manu is? How Manu is a Mahajana? How can the teachings of Mahajana be wrong? When Bhagavatam talks about Manu, he talks about the 12 Mahajanas, it is Swayambhuva Manu. How can his teachings be wrong? And now we are hearing the Bhagavatam, Manu is speaking so perfectly. You think something nonsense he makes us lost? No. Perfect. Everything is perfect. But misunderstood. That's so we should be able to clarify, we should be able to uphold. But how you'll do that if we are not healthy in spiritual life? Okay? So Janma Sarth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say, Bharat Bhumile Manushya Janma Hoile Yaar. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave a specific task to the people who are privileged to take birth in India. What is that? Bharat Bhumile Manushya Janma Hoile Yaar. You are so fortunate to take birth in a holy land of India. Janma Sarthak Kari. First you make your life successful. Karo Parokar. And now bring the message to the whole world. So it's not easy. Now the temple we are trying to open, and what is an attempt? It's an instrument to bring Krishna consciousness to public. But we need people. We need people, not one person, two person. At least in the temples I know of the same size, to be healthy with all the activities, 150 people are needed. And we are hardly 15, 90% less. So come, you're all welcome. Come here. Dedicate yourself. Now let me spread the real message. If you don't do that, then you will see one day people burn Manusmriti, tomorrow people will burn Bhagavad Gita. They will do that because they have no understanding. They'll find some shloka which they cannot understand. Publicly they burn Manusmriti. Publicly they will burn. And some parts of the word, other scriptures, because scriptures are burned. It's like new entertainment today. And then what do the people follow at the end of the day? What is their use? And then they write constitution. What is the use? What they will write? Then this is the level of their understanding. Correct? They themselves gave up the Vedic culture. What they will write, what they will promote, what benefit they will do to the society. Just a waste of time. Correct? So if you want to stop these jokers, you cannot. Prabhupada used to say, you should preach and put all shutters down. Just like in your market you have a shop. And there was recently seeing another person was just with dadi and all, nice cut and all, become acharya or something. And he's speaking so much intense Mayavada. Millions of people are listening to. What can we do? We cannot put bangles and sit down. But we can, what we can do, we can preach so vigorously. Just like you have a shop, okay, and you are, say, a doctor. And in the society there is a system that quacks are not allowed. Then it helps you. But if suppose the system has gone broken and there is nobody going to help you stop the quacks, then what can you do in that condition? Is that you have to do your practice so well that his shop closes down. Correct? So similarly today, we cannot take it up like it was, take it up that somebody is bogus, somebody authorized. We cannot take name and start. See, I also avoided. No use. People will put case on you. People will fight with you. You will create more anxiety for your preaching. So what you can do? You preach so vigorously that the shutters are down. That is okay. The doctor practices so vigorously because he cannot shut down the quacks because there is no system today. So what he should so nicely practice his system that the quack shop is closed. Okay? But at least in medicine system, there are some system in there. But there also it is topsy-turvy to some extent. But here, now you want to preach Krishna consciousness, the original message of the Bhagavad Gita, original message of Manu. You want to represent Manu, you want to defend Manusmriti. It will not be easy for you. But you have to practice so well, preach so well, that the people who oppose Manusmriti, their shops are closed. Correct? That is the only way we have. But how you can do it individually? Preaching is not from a helicopter to throw leaflets. No, Manusmriti is good. That's not the way. Preaching is man to man. And therefore you should have a good character, you should have good knowledge, good pages. People hear to you, they get impressed, yes, and they accept. Just like whatever little that we are making, it has to be exploded. Message is correct, but where is the manpower? Okay, online we developed manpower, and that was a reason that we could do quite well by Krishna's grace, because many teachers and the volunteers supported us. But now what do? We have a temple about to start. And how many people? I said 150. A temple has various activities, not one, preaching activities. Devotees have to travel in teams and preach all around the place. Okay? So when you want to do that, you need a big team to effectively, otherwise it will just function like a place where Aarti happens, people see Aarti. How much is the benefit? Very limited. But then people come, they have some questions, they take Prabhupada books, we display the message, we have exhibits, people are seeing the message of Krishna consciousness. I have one question, who is there to stand and answer? I remember a long time ago, we were in Kumbh Mela. So we were just 5 of us, and every day 10,000 people used to come inside in that Kumbh Mela camp, okay? And they see beautiful Krishna Lila exhibit. And as people used to see different Krishna exhibit, they used to have a lot of questions. They are there with their families. The same thing is going to happen. And we were struggling even to maintain a book counter inside, struggling, the manpower, 10,000 people, just imagine. Now Krishna blesses with even 1,000 people a day, which comes inside. Where is the manpower to talk? We don't want to preach. How much pleasure it will be to share the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But I want to see the marriage of my grandson. Do that then. And then do that only. Whole rest of the life is spent on that. But opportunities exist now. See, we have created a platform. We created online platform, and so many wonderful devotees came. And what did they do? They joined us in preaching. And in fact, very interesting, after the end of the course, I've really formally not went to thank the teacher. Thank you so much. No. Rather, they thank me. Shri Radha Govinda ki, they thank, they feel blessed. It was so fortunate, Prabhuji, I really enjoyed. I never had to go around to thank. They were themselves enjoying it. It was so wonderful that I got an opportunity to teach Bhagavad Gita. People are enjoying it. It's so wonderful. Similarly, the people enjoyed it. It was a blissful experience. So now again, we have an opportunity where a big physical platform is coming up. Imagine how wonderful it will be. Okay, na? And not only that, the challenges, I have various challenges now. The challenges that how will it be that we can maintain the standard of deity worship that ISKCON has, a very high standard. We are working on that. At least we need 10 Brahmanas, 10 people having Brahmin Diksha who can work on the Pujari department. Similarly, another challenge is the 8 offerings have to be done to the Lord. So again, we need at least 10 people who can be ready, and an afternoon time 18 offerings. So how can it 1 or 2 people do it? So we need a team to be able to do that. And then are these the only people? We have public coming, we have preaching to do, we have to distribute books to them, preach, add so many other facilities in the temple. So all that how? So we need people to think about it. Just like you all enjoyed the online platform and preaching Krishna consciousness, now imagine physical platform. And things even more easy. Our temple makes it very easy. Just like COVID made very easy, so many people coming for the course. The temple also makes it very easy. The people just come. True, we will use the temple also to boost our online batch. Now one more batch we have coming the next month, 15th. That's the last batch which will happen without the help of the temple. After that, the temple will give a big boost and support for the online preaching. We can register every day hundreds of people in the course. So we can get a good registration right sitting here in the temple. But then somebody has to talk to them. No? You have to tell there is a course, and people say, yes, I read, I attended the course, but I have one question. Somebody has to be there to encourage, assist, guide. Okay. Challenge is the deity worship, challenge is the offering, then the challenge of the construction, which we are working day in and day out. All the works, the marble work, the wood work, and you can hear the sound, other works going on since 3 years. Okay? The challenge to all finish, the place should look wow. And the fourth challenge, the money, as we are nearing the end, definitely is more challenge financially. So all the challenges will be taken care if we together do it. We cannot individually take care of these challenges. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yes, anybody wants to add something to this? Hare Krishna. Rama Devi, what is the meaning of this shloka? You have. Yeah, everybody can speak, no? It's open. What is the difficulty? Yeah. Everybody is silent now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I want to come, not for a few days. I want to serve the temple. So can I come for 10 days?
Yeah, please come. Anybody is welcome. Okay? Anytime.
Okay.
Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to say something? Any comment on Manusmriti? Anybody wants to have? Or misunderstanding of the scriptures, just imagine how it can create an havoc. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatriki Vidimbana Ekantiki Harir Bhakti Utpaditi Kalpate. It is said that without properly hearing the scriptures, Smriti, supporting literatures, Puranas, Adi other literature, Pancharatra, Ekantiki Harir Bhakti. If you do bhakti without proper guidance, like so many people say we want to reform the Sanatana Dharma, without proper hearing, it will only create havoc. So these people only created utpat and could not actually benefit. See, at the end of the day, God is in control. But could you benefit the society or only create utpat? That has to be seen. Yes, Shashi Mata ji, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ratnangadi Hari Prada Devi Dasi, what? Hare Krishna, how are you?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes. So you can make a research. You are a writer on Ambedkar's, his name is Ambedkar, Ambedkar's understanding of Manusmriti, very misunderstood and very understood well. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. From the misunderstanding point of view, like I try my best to preach to people.
No, loudly, Mataji. I am not able to hear.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
So I try my best to preach in whatever I can in my small village. So yesterday we were talking about 5th canto, in that about Nama Bhasha stage and Nama Aparadha. So I'm encouraging the ladies to do japa. So how the misunderstandings takes place is when I try to explain to them about the 10 offenses we make in the starting, where we don't pay attention to the chanting and all that. So at night, one of the ladies messaged to me, so that means when we do japa, we can create papam, sin. So better not to do japa. So then I had to explain to them, it's not like that. Starting, we will make offenses, but what our Prabhuji has told us is you chant and you listen to your chanting. This way you can correct yourself, and later on you will reach a stage where you'll be able to concentrate and chant properly. So these small kind of misunderstanding takes place with neophytes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very nice. See, you could explain. Ye anye aravindaksha vimukta manina tvai ashtabhavada vishuddha buddhe aruya krichen. Anyway, so why that shloka now? Shripada, you wanted to say something? Okay, so where we were? Yeah, you are saying, so what happens actually, suppose we are doing deity worship and we make some mistake in deity worship. So when you make a mistake in deity worship, you can come out of that mistake by chanting. By vigorously chanting, you will be forgiven of the mistake in deity worship. But suppose in chanting we are making mistake, aparadha, there is no way to come out, keep chanting. The holy name is the last shelter in Kali Yuga. So if you are making a mistake in chanting, say aparadhas are happening, it will go away by chanting more only. There is nothing below the holy name. So by stopping holy name, it doesn't help. Rather, we should keep chanting, and by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, the holy name will forgive you for the offenses you make in chanting the holy name. Okay? There is nothing below. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, even about the demigod worshippers, it's very difficult for me in my preaching that they don't want to give up that, even by telling them that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself said that the demigod worshippers are foolish people. So do you think that you all are foolish? And say, no, we have been doing this. How can we just forfeit our culture or our belief and just do? We'll keep Krishna also in midst, and we can do it.
This is in the class or it is personally, friends?
Because with personal in the class which I have started in Bhakti Vikshasa, Prabhuji.
Yeah. You should see what happens. We have to be careful because people can't be changed in a day.
Yes,
Just like you see. So therefore, you start at the beginning, understanding. The Bhagavad Gita, start from the beginning. How we are not body, we are spirit, soul. Go there. Okay? Don't go to this. This is like Schrodinger equation, very advanced for people to understand. See, people are after material benefits, and for material benefit they worship Devi Devata, they get result also. So we are not going to stop that. Rather, we go on the fundamentals. We are not body, we are spirit, soul. Then how to benefit the spirit, soul? That, see, Devi Devatas can only benefit the body, not the soul. Okay? So how to benefit or revive the soul? Then they have to come to shelter of Paramatma. Atma has to take shelter. In that way, gradually. See, I tell you like this. Now, if you try to remove the respect people have for Devi Devatas, it will be revolt. People will not accept. So, and neither it is a respect for Devi Devata, non-Vedic. It is Vedic. It is given in the Vedas. So what you do is that you start glorifying Krishna. So here are the Devi Devatas. Here is Krishna now. And let the Krishna grow big. Automatically, the Devi Devata will come to their due respect. Okay? But if you try to say remove Devi Devata, they have nothing to hold on to. At least they are holding on to Devi Devata, they get some peace, they're daily going for prayers and all. Okay? So introduce, visit to Krishna temple, they will start going and they feel so much more peace and happiness there. Gradually, they will stop praying to Devi Devatas. You understand, Mataji? Correct? But if you try to replace, they have nowhere. Neither they are holding to Krishna, neither they are holding to Devi Devata. They rather will get confused. Okay? So we have to first introduce Krishna gradually. So people generally in India, they will not object to chanting Hare Krishna. Just like in the Western countries, the Prabhupada could introduce Krishna consciousness. In India, it is much easier for us, no? Comparatively.
Yes.
So, we can, at least those who are innocent and sympathetic, we can do. Those who are offensive and all, it will be more difficult. Okay? But many people are innocent, just to chant Hare Krishna mantra. See how all the people have come.
Yes.
So gradually, as they get introduced, otherwise they say 30, 40 years in my family, hundreds of years in a family, some Shiva is doing worship or Devi is doing worship, you are saying stop it. So if you say like that, people will get hurt. Just gradually introduce Krishna, they start appreciating Krishna, and then they understand Krishna is the boss, correct? And then they put Krishna in the top. Just like from a pujari room, you cannot take out other pictures. You just say put Krishna on the top gradually as you preach, okay? That they will delete. You cannot delete, they will get hurt. Okay? But therefore, let us focus on when they speak something on the Devi Devata, just ignore. In fact, in level 1 course, it is sometimes advisable not to touch those portions. You just talk, glorify Krishna, and so it depends on the capacity of the teacher. Some teacher are able to do it, but if you feel difficulty, just avoid that portion itself. Just remove those slides. We just glorify Krishna. And that is there in the Bhagavad Gita you did. Kama Sata Hita Jnana Yajante Annasdevata. Very difficult subject to teach in level 1. But as they have started following the chanting Hare Krishna, their life has become pure. they are relishing Krishna consciousness, automatically they will start asking this question. What about Devi Devata? You say, no, when you worship Krishna, everybody is worshipped, because then they will be fine. Okay? Or they look at Devi Devata, the great servants of the Lord Vishnu. We are not looking at them negatively, we give respect to them. So we are not disrespectful. In the sense, stop puja, because that is, can you go to a Devi temple or Shiva temple and stand outside and tell people don't enter? You cannot do that. That will be offensive, correct? It's not. It's Vedic. It's given in the Shastra, the puja of the Devi Devtas is given in the Shastra. But what you are telling is, higher is to worship Krishna, correct? So, but what way you will do that? You will not say don't enter the temple, but in the temple you can put a poster, we have Janmashtami. So as people come attend Janmashtami and participate in Krishna worship, gradually they will give up. They will rather be more focused on Krishna worship. Okay? I agree, it's a very, very delicate matter. Particularly in the 18-day first course, I feel it has to be very carefully handled. We get to level 2, level 3, as they are there with us, and gradually they will appreciate. Okay? You have to just gradually do it.
Thank you.
Yes, Hare Krishna everybody. Vancha kalpata rupasya kripa sindhe patitanam pavane vavesha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandava
Krishna
pranam.
Prabhuji, Sadhu Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Thank
Hare.
you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Pranam
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.